listening to the Created to Create show.
Dude, I'll tell you what, right now, like right off the bat, you're a great interviewer and energy, because like I was like kind of nervous just because I haven't been on a lot of podcasts, but like I immediately just feel like you actually care about this conversation. So
I do. That's why I'm nervous.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Created to Create show. My name is Ben Gluntz, and this is Creative Flow. I have one goal for this episode. It's for you to learn from your mistakes, move forward, and get into the creative flow. I think the most important thing that we're going to hit on today is business strategy from a faith mindset and whether or not that's a good idea. And you've had your experience, and I'm like hoping to explore that with you, because I haven't really heard your full story on how you started your agency and how you've gotten into the creative work that you've gotten into. But I'm really excited for that, because I think for you guys like listening, it is important to have God a part of your business no matter what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's a foundation.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely
it's
foundation.
It's something that everything springs from. It's like the flower bed. Yeah. And your whole garden is in that flower bed.
Yeah, it really is.
And some vegetables and maybe even trees if you're blessed enough, you know?
Dude,
I'd
have
like
a redwood
to see some
in there.
trees. Yeah. That'd be great.
Little redwood vibe. Have you been up north?
Dude, I'm from Fresno.
Oh, really?
Come on,
so
bro.
you've been to like...
You don't know me.
I don't know you. Yeah, I'm getting to know you now.
Yeah, I'm from Fresno, dude. So I was like... Well, I'm from Oklahoma and Fresno.
Okay.
Long story.
Gotcha.
But we should do a podcast sometime and talk about.
We should,
we're doing one, yeah. But Fresno's like 40 minutes away from Yosemite.
Yeah.
So...
And super close to Sequoia.
Oh, yeah, dude. Well. So I grew up, like... I love living by the ocean for the weather, but I'm not a big fan of, like, the beach. Like, I love mountains, and like
Same.
how Bilbo wanted to see mountains again, obviously. I love mountains and trees, and it's like Yosemite is like my favorite place ever.
Same.
And but I was 40 minutes away, dude. So like I went often.
Like how often?
Like, especially in high school, like I used to go there and like rock climb.
Wow.
Like go bouldering and stuff, which that's like the bird. Have you seen Valley Uprising on Netflix?
No, I have not. I need
the
to
best
watch
documentary ever made.
I've seen Free Solo though.
That's amazing too. Valley Uprising is a documentary about the history of rock climbing in Yosemite. It's you as a creative, it's a true creative documentary. Like there was no big corporate people. I almost said something not very nice. No annoying people ruining it.
Yeah.
It was purely made by creatives. You would love it.
Heck
Even
yeah,
if you don't rock climb.
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. It's so good.
I've rock climbed a little bit. I'm not like the biggest fan of the sport.
If you're creative,
I
like,
appreciate
you like
Free
rock climbing.
Solo.
Yeah.
I appreciate like the amount. I actually, first time I went to Yosemite was I met a couple friends of mine who were on a road trip, and I went rock climbing with them. Like they were solely there to rock climb.
Yeah, it's a good
And I
spot.
went on like hikes with them to find like unique spots that nobody else was really like hiking and climbing. So know a little bit, but
Yeah, and even before Yosemite, I mean, there's forestation or whatever. It's probably not the right word, but everywhere. And like 20 minutes away from my house, we used to go to this like 50-foot tall bridge. We'd jump off of it into the lake. You know what I mean? Like that's what I grew up doing. And
you got to take me there sometime.
Oh, dude, it's 100%.
Now we have to go on a Yosemite trip.
And do a podcast there, dude. Oh, that'd be so sick. That'll be your daylight podcast.
That's going to be my second podcast with Benny. If you stick around, just know that we are going to go to Yosemite National Park, and we're going to do a podcast right in the middle of the valley. El Cap behind us.
I'll bring my 12 by and we'll just throw it above us.
We'll do full on production. We're going to do this.
I'm down, dude.
Look forward to that.
Yeah.
Stick around. Subscribe, like if you haven't already.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get into your story really quick with this specific question. You have an agency. We've established that. How did you start your agency, and like how have you stepped out in faith? Because we talked a little bit, and I know there's been some faith elements, but to what extent have you been like, God, this is all yours, and you're the only one who can kind of move it forward?
Yeah. Well, God just made it super easy. I never had a struggle, or I always had $1 million in the bank. It was super easy.
Podcast done. Great job, bro.
Yeah. Well, it kind of, so one, I'm very fortunate to have been born into a Christian family. And even better than that, a Christian family that I respect were like actually Christian. Because one thing to say like, oh, I grew up in church. It's another thing like, oh no, my parents relied on faith.
Yeah.
Like from a young, like for my mom just told me this story the other day of my dad He actually managed the skate shop when they first got married in West Covina.
Oh, wow.
And my mom worked at Baskin Robbins.
Classic.
And they
I
had
freaking love Baskin
they had my
Robbins.
oldest brother. He was like,
can she give me a discount code or what?
and now she owns all of them. I'm just kidding.
Oh, bet.
I'm just kidding. But no, she just gave birth to my oldest brother. So he was like 3 months old. My dad felt called, and my dad's only been Christian for like 4 years at this point. Wow. And he felt called to work at this church full time. It's actually Calvary Chapel, Covina, or Golden Springs. Raul Reese, huge Calvary Chapel pastor. And he felt called to go be a pastor there for no pay.
Wow.
So my mom's like, what the heck? We just had this kid and like, what are you doing? So like, it's been like ingrained in me. Like my family just does that. We're just kind of crazy.
Just
right?
steps out in faith.
Steps out in faith, yeah. And my parents are still alive. Like they survived. You know what I mean? They had 3 other kids, including me. I'm the last one.
Wow.
And
your mom went hard at Baskin Robbins.
She did, bro. Yeah. Yeah. So, and then after that, my dad took a step of faith to start a church in Norman, Oklahoma. That's where I'm from, Oklahoma.
Wow.
So
that's
they
why
left
you moved
everything to go to Oklahoma.
out. Crazy.
And then my dad was an electrician and a pastor, working 7 days a week and running a church. And my mom was a stay-at-home mom with 4 kids under 5.
Wow.
So but growing up, it's not that we didn't have financial issues. My parents just always said God's going to provide. I've never seen my parents stress about money. And that is a blessing that I will never take for granted. And I'll never feel any sort of like entitlement that like, oh, I deserved that. It's like, no, one, Jesus says, do not worry about tomorrow. He didn't say like, oh, if you're like feeling good today, like don't worry about tomorrow. Like depending on how you feel, but if you have bills, like, oh, for sure worry about tomorrow, like stress, right?
Yeah.
He never said that. He said, no, don't worry about tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's the God that can turn 5 loaves of whatever bread, I almost said 5 loaves of fish into bread fishes, right? Into countless.
I think that's from like first Hezekiah 1 or something.
Yeah. First hesitation 1.
Yeah, hesitation.
He can do anything. And the only people that see God do anything are the ones who decide that I'm going to trust you. Even if you don't show up when I want you to, because he won't. He won't show up when you think he should, ever. Not ever. There are times where it's like, oh my gosh, I needed this. But there's other times where it's like, hey, like, do you still trust me? Even though like it didn't work out the way you thought it was going to, right? This is kind of veering. But long story short, I wanted to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
I learned faith by watching faith, right? So when I was 16, I worked at a skate shop, yada, yada, yada. That's the only job I've ever had besides video.
Wow.
And I worked there for about 2 years, and I felt called to, because I got asked to film. So, let's go even further. I've been filming since I was like 8 years old. My mom,
because of skate? Because I know skate and video are kind of like hand in hand.
Yeah, so I started skating when I was 10, but my mom had a flip camera. Remember those? With the little USB? Bring those back, bro.
Dude,
like,
I have one.
No way. Now it's USB-C.
Maybe it's not USB-C.
Thunderbolt 5 flip camera. 360 rig.
The first camera I used as a kid was my mom's like Kodak point and shoot.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Now that's what all the trendy girls are using.
Exactly.
So the flip camera was like, I have like weird skits. This is like weird stuff that an 8-year-old does, right? But then I turned 10 and I literally had my first ollie up a curb.
Let's go.
All of that stuff filmed.
Yeah.
And I was 10 years old, right?
Self-filmed or did you have other people
My mom
film?
would stand out there for hours, right? So very supportive parents too,
What's
which
her
is
name?
awesome. Her name's Elizabeth. Well, Beth. I've never
Wow.
called Elizabeth ever.
Okay, Beth.
But she deserves her full name.
What a legend.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, what a legend.
Yeah, my parents are freaking awesome.
That's sick.
Yeah. And then I started going to the skate park a lot and stuff. And I remember one Christmas I got a Hero 3 Plus, a GoPro Hero 3 Plus, right? So whenever that came out.
Yeah.
And I probably made 200 YouTube videos with that GoPro. They're still on YouTube. It's Pyro Skateboarding, which is my old YouTube channel. And my ultimate dream in life, well, one, it was to be a pro skateboarder. And then I realized, I don't really want to do that. And then I want to be like, I just want to make skate videos for a living. I made a bunch of skate videos. I eventually got a Canon T3i, right?
Nice, classic.
Legendary.
Yeah.
I think I got it for, part of my story is my grandpa left like a $1,000 savings bond for all the kids.
Okay.
And I already knew I wasn't going to go to college. So I'm like, hey, Mom, can I take out that $1,000 and buy a camera? And she said yes, because my mom's crazy like me. So I literally bought a Canon C3i. So my grandpa technically started my business. I always forget about that. It's kind of cool because I didn't really know him that well, but he has no idea that I'm I started filming because he left me that a little bit of money, you know?
So much.
And then one day my mom's best friend's daughter was getting married and I'm working at a skate shop making skate videos. All I want to do is skate. And she's like, hey, my daughter's getting married. Can you film her wedding video? I'll pay you $800. And it's in Oklahoma.
Cash money.
I'm like, $800? I'm like, that's more than I make in a month working full time at a skate shop. You know what I mean? So that moment, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like God wants me to quit my job and just pursue filmmaking full time. So I did. So I quit my job and I think I was either 17 and a half or 18. I can't remember, around there.
Yeah.
So I started my business technically at that age and I quit. And I'm like, oh, I'm just going to like get paid to shoot or whatever. And then my parents and I and my brother ended up moving from Fresno to Orange County here. And that's...
So this was all in Fresno?
Yeah, it was all in Fresno.
Got it.
So now I'm in Orange County and I'm 18. This is where like everything, I started to meet the industry and I started to learn more. And I'm like, oh, I just want to do like music videos all of a sudden. I don't know why. I've always loved music. And I met this guy who I recently reconnected with like 2 days ago, which is so weird.
No way.
This is like 10 years ago, right? And his name's Skylar from a band called Super Whatever. Have you heard of Super Whatever?
Never.
They were pretty big. They were pretty big like indie rock band for like a moment. And he just restarted the band.
Oh, that's sick. With all the same band members and everything?
I don't think it's the same band, but he was the front man.
Yeah.
And I met him at Portola Coffee. He was a barista. He's like, you should come to my show. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, hey, I do videos, right? And I made a music video for him. He ended up getting signed by Hopeless Records. So I got to do a music video through an actual record label. But I'm just like, okay, I'm doing music videos and I'm shooting concerts because I got connected to this guy named Jeff, who manages like Sum 41, The Offspring, Simple Plan, like every band that we like loved growing up, right? And he wanted me to do all this content, so I was shooting concerts like every weekend. And then every once in a while I would like go to like Derek Whibley, the lead singer of Sum 41. I go to his house and just like film him doing stuff. And he has like the sickest studio you've ever seen in his house, right? And
those are the fun shoots. That's what I have like gravitated towards. It's more like the docu style.
It's the best.
Like you're just like capturing life happening.
Yes.
Processes happening. Like in the music world, like creative processes happening.
And people want to see that.
So you're shooting a lot of concerts because of them.
Yes.
And getting into like, or like doing more music videos. Yeah. And then what brought you out of that into like the agency world? And doing
so
more commercial
that was
stuff?
all like moments of okay, like I've always had this like Bible verse that I feel like I've wanted to live by. And it's Proverbs 22:29. Do you see a man who excels in his work? He will stand before kings, not before unknown men. I'm like, oh, okay, what are kings? And to me, it's anybody of influence. Like, even if you're just influential in your community alone, right? Yeah. Like, to me, that's a king. That's like, okay, cool. Like, I want to make stuff that's cool enough and good enough to where like influential people need it. So that's kind of been like my mission statement. And that's also, my business is called Before Kings. Yep. Right? So I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like shooting with like rock stars and stuff like that's kingly. You know what I mean? Maybe not like super like God fearing, but it's still cool. Right. So that was obviously faith steps, but the biggest one happened when I was starting to get bigger in like the celebrity world. Like I was shooting with a lot of crazy people. I worked with Shaun White for 2 years. Nice. And the crazy thing about that is at that time, so the guy that was managing all these bands got Shaun White potentially as a client to be on his like social media agency. But he told me that Shaun White will only work with us if we have a videographer that skates. And to me, I'm like, okay, that's divine. I'm like, I skate all the time. And that was when I was at my prime. Like I was the best at that time.
How good did you get skating wise?
I'd say
were you competing as well?
I never competed. Okay. But I was good. I would say that, you know.
No need to be humble, dude.
No.
Tell me how it is.
Yeah, no, I definitely got like...
It's like, yeah, definitely was like in the Olympics for sure.
I mean, dude, I skated for like 10 hours a day for like 10 years. Crazy. You know what I mean? That's all I did.
You put in the work.
Yeah, so you're going to be good at anything if you do that, right?
Yeah.
But so then I go to Shaun White's house with my guy to like try to sell him. Basically. And me and Shaun White just talk about skateboarding for 2 hours. And it was like, we were like kindred spirits.
That's how you sell.
And then we got the client, right? So then I just ended up hanging out with him for like 2 years.
That's sick.
And meeting, you know, who knows who, whatever.
Anybody that he brushed shoulders with.
Yeah. And he's obviously like the biggest snowboarder of all time.
Right.
And That was right after he won the last Olympics he won. Like, this is all 2018, 2019.
Wow, so very prime.
Yeah, very prime. And then I signed a contract with him to be on retainer, and then I never heard from him again. Which no
How
shade
does that
to-
work?
Honestly, he's one of the coolest guys and truly probably the funniest person I've ever met in my life.
Wow.
You're always laughing around him.
Why is that?
I don't
Just
know. I
cracking
think
jokes
he's
or
just
the way
so
that he is?
ridiculously cool that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think when I think of cool, I think of like Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Like that. He's like the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
Right. And Shaun White is just so like talented and amazing at everything he does that he'll just say something kind of funny and you're like, dude, you're just like, you delivered that with perfection because he has so much confidence, you know? But yeah, that was a really cool experience. And I got to learn like high pressure stuff. Like I went to like Kids Choice Awards, the ESPYs, like all these like red carpet events with him.
You got to turn around things fast.
Oh
and
yeah, like right
make
away.
Sure it's like good.
Yeah. So then here's where like the bigger step of faith comes in.
Right,
so I'm
let's hear
like,
it.
cool, like this is before Kings, and I want to make movies. By the way, I didn't even say that. That's like the ultimate goal. Films.
Let's go. You want to be a filmmaker?
Yes, yes. So then one of my best friends, who's still literally a brother to me, he was one of the co-founders of a brand called Jackson, the jewelry brand.
Yeah.
And I remember when he started it, because I didn't see him for 2 years after he started it. I'm like, dude, what the heck are you doing? And like, he was just nose to the grindstone building this chain company that no one's known of. But then I started seeing it at places. I'm like, pretty sure that's his company. You know, I'm like, I think that's his company. And then one day he randomly moves to Costa Mesa. The whole company moves here. They were in LA and he brought me to coffee. He's like, hey dude, I want you to do all of our content. I'm like, sick. Yeah. I'm like, cool. But I'm still doing all this cool celebrity stuff. So like, don't try to hire me basically. So
like,
then,
you're not cool enough yet.
yeah. So then it kept happening and I would do one shoot a month and it became 2 shoots, it became 4 shoots. And they're like, hey, we want you full time basically. And I had like an ego at the time to where it's like, I'll never be full time for anybody.
Right. You always want to work for yourself.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, like I don't want to like limit myself, which is so funny because now I have full-time employees and I've had to sell them on why it, because dude, you have to
on why they should limit themselves.
Yes, honestly, for a season. Like I hope they stay with me forever, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But if they find something better, then great. But don't leave Sydney. But basically, you do have to commit to something and learn and do boring stuff. Not that Jackson was boring, but it wasn't this like, oh, cool. Like I'm like at the ESPYs or I'm like,
it's not
going
the
to
rock
Arizona
star
to
life.
Shaun White's house just to like hang out. Like, it's not that lifestyle.
The rock star life is like basically doing whatever you want.
Yeah.
In a way.
Which is not realistic.
Yeah.
And it's not manly, I'd even say. I mean, I don't want to talk about
like why? Really quick.
Because I mean, this is just my opinion. This is my truth, but it's ultimate truth. As a man, you need to be responsible of something. You need to have responsibility. If you just do whatever I saw a reel the other day of this guy. He's like talking about, I just went on a run and I just like, I don't have any kids. He doesn't plan on having any kids. And he's like, my business is doing really well. This is the dream life. I do whatever I want. And I'm watching this. I'm like, that is not it. You know what I mean? And the reason why I say that is because living for yourself, you're always going to be empty at the end. It'll be fun for like 10 years, 20 years, maybe even 30 years. But if you're like 80 years old and you realize you have no friends and no legacy and you don't have to have kids, but you should be some sort of mentor. You should be pouring into something, right? And I only learned that because I have kids now. Like I wanted to just like be able to do whatever I want, but now it's like, dude, having kids is the most limiting thing you'll ever do, but it causes you to take advantage of your time like you never did before. And I truly believe it's a cheat code that you cannot access until you have it. It's like, it's a next level energy that you get.
Yeah. One of my other friends like posted on social media and he was basically just like in that grind, like he's been in that grind phase and he's building his company and he had just got married and he has a kid on the way. And he was basically just saying, dude, it's crazy. Like I have a cheat code now.
Oh yeah.
Like I have to get up and I have to do this.
Yes.
Like I have no other choice but to lock in and
No
make
choice.
this work.
Yeah.
And not even just make this work, but he has no other choice but to put the work in.
Yes.
At the time that he told
Yeah.
himself. And I think that's like been my whole struggle as a single guy.
Yeah.
And it's funny like hearing you talk about this because it's literally what I'm going through. Like
Yeah.
the ego is dying. Me like wanting to do whatever I want essentially is dying. And I'm understanding this like more and more every day.
Yeah.
And it's why I'm on this like, you know, new health grind. It's just like I'm trying to get my mind, body, and spirit right and understand like, okay, like I kind of had my fun, and it doesn't mean that like the mission that I was on is done and over.
Yeah.
It stays the same. It's just like laying the better foundation.
Yeah, and your
so
values.
that mission can like really take off and God can use me in a better way rather than me just being like, oh yeah, like I have all this freedom.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, but you're not using the freedom in the best way possible.
Yeah, you don't have enough at stake either.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
no, not at all.
for something to truly be great, like it has to be so like if this doesn't work, it's kind of like catastrophic. Because if it's not, that's why a lot of times generational wealth doesn't last. Because if you don't teach your kids how you acquired this wealth, they don't understand that it was difficult to acquire, and it dies with them, and it doesn't last. Like that's why a lot of trust fund kids are kind of jacked up.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, like I feel unworthy of this. And I also don't understand why other people don't have this. And I don't even know who my dad is because I've never talked to him before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everything has to be passed down, whether it's knowledge, wealth, or whatever that is. I think that's a total weird conversation.
Total. We can talk about that in Yosemite.
Yeah. But I've learned a lot with the whole dad thing in terms of like, oh my gosh, life really isn't about you. And if it is about you, because everyone, let's not lie to ourselves. We've seen, for example, Justin Bieber. I remember watching him I didn't watch it, but I saw like clips of the Coachella thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, what would it be like to have everybody love you to that scale? Not only that, get paid $10 million. Everyone thinks you're the coolest person on the planet, and you're on top of the freaking world, right? But I have nothing against Justin Bieber. I'm just saying I had a moment like, oh, that looks nice.
Yeah.
You know, that looks really nice. But I promise you, if you asked him, he'd probably say like, yeah, it was awesome in the moment, but I bet he had the biggest dump ever. Not like poop dump, but you know what I mean? Like energy dump.
Yeah.
A week later, probably depression even.
Oh, yeah.
Because all of a sudden you're like, wait, that was cool, but like I didn't like save the planet or anything. People just scream my name for 4 hours and then like, now what?
Yeah.
It's empty. I mean, dude, King Solomon. No one's ever been richer than King Solomon.
Right.
He wrote a whole book about the depression you feel after getting what you want. You know what I mean?
I think that's why you have so many celebrities get to a point where they like they have this existential crisis, and then they have to like find some purpose in saving the world in some way.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, I got everything that I ever wanted, and now like I have this weight on my shoulders of I have to do something with it, and I have to save the world. Because if I'm this big, then that means I can save the world. So I'm going to save the world. And it's like the heart is kind of there. Yeah. But then the actions don't necessarily like match with whoever's around them. Like they don't necessarily like build up the right people. And so it doesn't have as much of an effect, I guess. But yeah, I get what you're saying, even just with like you're such a big star that you envy like the simple life almost as well. Yeah. 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 But then like they say that, and like, I'm the first one to think, oh, it must be nice to have millions of dollars and wish you had a simpler life. Right. Yeah. But it's like, it does make sense because like there is deeper meaning to life. I do 200 years ago, most people didn't even have money, bro. They just farmed. Like they traded if they needed something. You know what I mean? It's like, we act like this modern way of living was the way we were created to live. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like people from 300 years ago didn't matter technically because they were stupid. It's like, no, dude, like just because we have better technology doesn't make us better than them. If anything, we're stupider because of all this technology. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about you, but I don't know how to build a house. No, you know what I mean? No shot. 200 years ago, every man knew how to build a house. Yeah. Every one of them. It was a basic requirement for manhood. Yes, dude. And hunting, all of that. Well, you had to. You can... if you wanted your family to live somewhere, you had to build it. Yeah. And not only that, do you know how to grow your own food? A little
No.
bit. I will say a little bit.
Okay,
but no.
well, I don't know anything, right? So yeah,
My mom gardened as a kid, so
Nice.
I got a little bit of that knowledge.
nice. But it's one of those things like we have to respect culture and times, and like we are not, we didn't make it. Like just because we have this technology to film these videos and to record, I don't even understand how audio is the most mysterious thing on the planet to me. It
Crazy.
makes zero
Yeah,
sense to me.
zero sense.
Video almost makes more sense than audio.
I don't
know.
want to understand
I know.
it, to be honest.
Even like vinyl, like what? Like how does that make sense? A little needle on these little grooves and it makes sounds and
Okay, so
but the
it's
big
funny.
step of faith part.
Yeah.
Dude, what were you gonna say though?
Well, I was just gonna like beg the question. We'll get to the faith
You can beg
really
it,
quick,
yeah.
but like, please give me a question. This is my podcast, bro. No, just kidding.
Let me interview you.
That'll be coming actually.
Yeah.
I'll be
It
hopping
will.
on Benny's
You're gonna be on Holy
podcast, so
Smoke
you guys
Garage.
should definitely watch that one
Yeah.
too. I'll be smoking a cigar for that one
Yeah,
because that's
you're gonna-
basically
we're-
the
a lot of
premise.
people will be offended, but whatever.
No, you were basically hitting at like the whole purpose of life of like we weren't created to do like these things. And my whole premise of this podcast is like understanding what we are created to do, and create can mean so many different things. But like to you, can you explain that concept of like if we weren't created to do all that and we were created to create, like what does that mean?
I feel like we're created to create. No, I feel like
Really?
we're created to serve. I believe that God is the ultimate example of a servant, and He has everything, yet He gives everything. Like there's no one that has more money or assets or wealth than God, yet He loves us and His one and only begotten Son to die on the cross for our sins. You know what I mean? Like that is the ultimate act of sacrifice and servitude. And also Jesus, all He did was serve. All He did was give. He didn't talk about like his like financial structure or like He didn't even care about money because He knew better that money's literally like an illusion. Like God has everything. When he needed to pay taxes, He said, "Go grab that fish." There's a freaking coin in its mouth. You know what I mean? Like I want to see stuff like that. I could use a coin in a fish's mouth right now. But my answer to that is that we were created to serve. And you learn that the quickest when you become a dad, and you realize that these kids that you oddly love them so much is where they could do no wrong in your mind. They think they could do wrong, but they can obviously, but like God loves us that way to where literally we could say, screw you, I'm gonna go live for myself. I'm gonna go live for the world, but God would still run after us. And you don't understand that until you have your own kid who's keeping you up at 2 a.m. And for some reason, you still are like, you're the best thing ever, even though I literally want to die right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm so tired and I have so much pressure on my life right now. And somehow I'm just going to do these meetings tomorrow with no sleep.
Yeah.
But I still love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they're not intentionally doing that. But does that answer the question?
Yeah, it
created to
definitely
serve?
answers the
Yeah.
question. Yeah, created to serve is a beautiful way to put it. I think it's funny even getting into the whole like Jesus didn't really worry about money or deal with money because that's like a whole other conversation that we could jump into. And we can jump in a little bit because it definitely deals with the strategy aspect.
Yeah.
Because we live in a world that is centered around money. Not that the time where Jesus lived wasn't.
Yeah.
It actually was.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Pilate and like the Romans were.
Yeah, that was a modern culture.
Yeah,
for sure.
it definitely was still modern. It wasn't like they were cavemen. But yeah, I think just understanding that aspect of life and where we're at now, a lot of believers, a lot of Christians would get like they do get into this mindset of they don't have that faith in the Lord, and so then they do put that faith in the financial aspect.
Yeah.
And you're kind of saying, as uncomfortable as it sounds, like going back to what your parents did when you were a kid and like what you're like pursuing now, as uncomfortable as it is, your goal is to step forward like almost before the money comes, because it's not even about the money. And so my question is, from a strategy standpoint, business standpoint, how is that valid in a world where money is like the center point? It is the strategy.
Yeah. Well, it's not valid if you see it from the world's lens. You know what I mean? If you see it from logic, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But if faith is outside of logic and it's completely unrealistic, it's completely against every definition you learn in business school, like all this stuff, right? You have to just like try stuff and put something out there and see what happens. Even, for example, let's go back before money was as important, like with gardening, for example, like when you, or planting a field of crops. It takes faith. You spend days tilling, especially before tractors, tilling that land, putting the seed in there, and dude, it could not grow. And your whole family could die. That happened all the time, right? So with this idea of faith, humanity has never lived without faith. But in the modern culture, we feel like we can, because we could go get a business loan from a bank. We could go get a loan to pay for our school. We could go do all these things where it's like, you kind of skip out the faith part. Oh yeah, not that it's a step of faith to get it. It's still a step of faith to get a loan. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But like, you don't have to wait for anything. It's just like, I need $100,000. Here it is right there. I have to pay it back, but you could go do that. Right. So if you are not willing to see $0 in your bank account, and I would go even further, to see negative dollars in your bank account, then you shouldn't try faith, because that will happen. Guaranteed. And because God is not a trust fund dad, to where he's like, oh dude, like, you know what, whatever, here's $1 million. And like, if it fails, like, don't worry. I have you on, like, my finance guy sends 15 grand a month for you. Don't worry about it. Right. God doesn't do that at all. He will test you. And at least in my experience, okay, I've always made more money as I'm growing in my business, but I've always been led to take bigger risks that always make me broke. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
each time it leads to another level to where eventually I will make money. You know what I mean? But it's one of these things where I feel like God is constantly testing my faith by saying, is your faith in the clients you have or the money you have in the bank, or is your faith in the vision that I've given you? Right? Because to say I want to make films is like a pipe dream. Right. And it would take millions of dollars to make films. Right. But it's like, if God wants me to do that, nothing's impossible with God. Doesn't mean it's like prosperity gospel. Like, oh, he's just going to give you much money. It's like, no, like, I might be taking steps of faith like this for the next 10 years and not see an actual profit for like 10 years.
Right.
But it's like, that doesn't mean you failed. It just means you're doing business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, business is trading time and effort for hopeful gain, right? And the only people that see that gain are the people that actually stay the course and weather the storms. And a lot of non-Christians use faith a lot more than Christians do. Right. Because as Christians, we have this lie that we think, oh, if God's a part of it, it's going to be easy and he's always going to provide, which he does, but not the way you think he's going to. And a lot of people don't try things because they're like, oh, like, I don't want to wait on God. Yeah. But if you read the Psalms, like, wait on the Lord is like always being said. Yeah. Like, wait on the Lord, right? Like, go get the building and spend all of your money and then like wait on the Lord. You know what I mean? Speaking from experience. Yeah. Does that...
So then is it bad to have that like stacked cash? No. Like, is it bad to like create that like nest egg and then take those risks with
I would
more
say,
of a...
if for a perfect example of that is Alex Hormozy. You know who that is?
Yeah, I do.
He built a nest egg before he did his businesses.
Really?
I forgot where he worked at some corporate job that he hated, saved a bunch of money. He saved up like a year's worth of finances. Yeah. And then just freaking went for it. Right. That's the only person I could think of that did that. Everyone else I could think of, they freaking had nothing. Yeah. And they just not Alex Hormozy is like one of my favorite people on the planet, by the way. So I'm not hating on that. He's just smarter than most people. Right. Yeah. Like, he's like, you know what? I'd rather have a nest egg, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I never had the financial wisdom to even build a nest egg, right? At the time.
I think that's where I'm getting to, because if we're thinking about business strategy in the creative world, it's just like understanding, oh, I have this vision, I want to do it, but I don't have the resources. Do I still do it? Is it smarter? Am I not putting faith in the Lord if I'm building a nest egg before I'm doing it? Or did the Lord tell me to build a nest egg before I did it? It's like, it's all nuance. You know what I mean? Like, a life with the Lord is not black and white. No. That's for sure.
No, and it's personal too. Yeah. I would say it depends. Is the word risk averse? Is that like, it depends on how risk averse you are to where like how much you're willing to take?
I guess.
I think that's, I can't remember what it is, but like your ability to risk is personal to you. let me just say this. If I waited till I had a savings account, there's no doubt in my mind I would not be where I am today. One, because dude, I didn't even know how to do that. Like saving money is a taught practice that is not taught in schools. And it's only taught by like who you're around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I'm just being honest. I didn't know how to manage money at all.
Yeah.
I'm learning later in my career how to even do that. You know what I mean? Because to save money takes discipline and wisdom and all these things. Like, dude, you could have a minimum wage job and in 10 years have a lot of money if you know how to save it and you know how to be disciplined and all that stuff, right? So I'd say most entrepreneurs don't start with nest eggs because they're crazy people. Like if you're an entrepreneur, you're a little crazy. Yeah. Right? So I don't think there's
you have to be.
Yeah, almost. There's not an answer to that. But I would kind of like boldly say a lot of people never accomplish their dreams because they're waiting for that nest egg to be built. They never end up trying. You know what I mean? Because I promise you, Alex Hormozi worked overtime and had no life for a year to build his savings because that's just what he does.
Right.
He's successful because he never stops.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think from a biblical perspective, you shouldn't. The Bible literally says, "Do not overwork to be rich, for riches make themselves wings and they fly away like an eagle toward heaven." That's Proverbs something. And I think that as Christian businessmen, we have to be willing to work hard. But if all you do is work and your family suffers and your friends suffer and your walk with the Lord suffers, what are you actually doing?
What good is it?
Yeah, what good is it?
Yeah.
It's nothing, right?
Yeah.
So I would say don't wait. If you could start without a huge savings, or if you could just like have a side job, and that's another thing Alex Hormozi says, like work 9 to 5, but 5 to 9 is when you should work on your dream.
Right.
So 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and then 5 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had a conversation. I have multiple conversations with my friend Reese, and he was on the podcast like a couple years ago, maybe early last year. And when it comes to like freelancing in the creative world, he's like saying the same thing. It's like you have your job that pays the bills.
Yeah.
Don't just like negate that and jump into something.
Yeah.
Like do something that's going to pay the bills so that you're not reliant on the financial aspect to fuel the dream.
Yeah.
You're solely like focused in on the vision and what you need to do to make that happen.
Well, I have a perfect example of a nest egg.
Okay.
So to finish my story of the faith step thing, when my celebrity content world was at its peak is when one of my best friends asked me if I could be full-time at Jackson. Yeah. And I said no, like 4 times. He asked me 4 times. And the 5th time, it was a rainy day. I'll never forget this. We were driving, looking at like a location to shoot at, and we parked, and like he didn't get out of the car. He's like, "Hey man, like this is the 5th time he's asked me." He's like, "I just want you to know." And this guy is so amazing. And he's like, "I know you have a lot of opportunity right now, but like this is the opportunity. Like you should work for me full time." And the way he said it was so much conviction that I'm like, okay. And I said yes. And in that moment, I felt like God was like, yeah, this is it. So I literally killed my career in the celebrity world. Yeah. That I'm currently rebuilding. All those relationships I had, we're actually tomorrow shooting with the lead guitarist from Bon Jovi. No way. Which is crazy. That's so sick. But these are all people I knew pre-Jackson. Yeah. But because people don't like hearing no in this industry, like especially if you're working with them a lot. So all of a sudden I'm a full-time employee at Jackson, and I have to start, I get texts from these celebrities and I have to say no to them, which literally made me feel like I was stabbing myself every time I said no. But I felt like God wanted me to commit to Jackson. So I said no, and before you know it, I stopped getting hit up. So all that momentum just died, right? So now I'm just at this jewelry company. But little did I know, Jackson, they were doing like a little bit above 10 million a year at that time. And within 2.5 years, we got them up to over 60 million a year. Crazy. So within 2.5 years, I saw insane growth at a company, and I was just making videos that I didn't know were ads because I didn't know what an ad was. I've never even used a light before Jackson because everything I did before Jackson was like lifestyle. Yeah, it's just natural lit. So I literally learned how to use lights at Jackson. It's crazy. Jackson was like a paid film school where I learned. I was literally about to say, like, you put yourself in a position where you learned all the skills that you would need later on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And 100%. You didn't even know it at the time. I didn't know at the time. And I didn't appreciate it either, like I do now. Yeah. And so I worked there for like 2.5 years, and it was some of the best time. I will never forget that. And it was also hard because it was high pressure. They started getting really big, and celebrities were coming all the time. And speaking of like quick setup, every time a celebrity would come in, I would film them the main guy was talking to the celebrity, and I'd film them, make like a little video, and within 15 minutes before they leave, I'd have to make an edit. So I'd film them, go edit as they're talking, and when they leave, I'd airdrop them a video, and they'd be like, "What the heck? This is so sick!"
No way.
So I learned how to become incredibly fast at editing, and also learn that perfection is not a thing. A lot of things that creatives struggle with is like the edit's never done because it's never gonna be perfect.
It's never.
You have to know when enough is enough, and I learned that, dude. I could never repay Jackson for what I learned. Seriously, I really can't. And I still work with them, which is awesome, just as a contractor.
Yeah.
So then I just felt like it was time to quit. And this is in 2023. And I was making really good money, and I could have stayed there probably for the rest of my career.
You can make it a 40-year thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And at this point, I probably would have had a house. Like, I was getting paid well, you know? But when God nudges me, it's something I can't really explain. I feel like if I don't do it, I'm literally gonna get smitten. You know what I mean? It's like
You're
so
disobeying.
So heavily disobeying.
Yep.
And I believe that God was calling me to leave and start my own company. And I did, which is a very difficult conversation to have. And obviously they weren't happy because I was one of the pillars, you know? And, but they literally sent us off with like a party. Like, they were awesome.
That's
you know
sick.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was really hard, but also it was like, okay, cool. Like, at least they're like, being supportive. And then I had 6 months savings. So this is my nest egg. I had 6 months of bills saved up, right? Which is a lot. And I say the financial wisdom thing because I didn't have financial wisdom. I was just making good money, and I just happened to save 6 months. And I don't say that arrogantly. I actually say that to my shame, right?
Right.
Because I should have had more.
Yeah, you weren't being a good steward of what you were given.
No, and I wasn't really taught what that is, and nor did I even have assets to manage ever before then. So like, you don't learn until you have something to learn with, right?
Yeah.
So, and actually the Dave Ramsey course changed my life.
Really?
I don't know if you've ever done that.
I have, yeah.
It changed my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, he needs to make one for entrepreneurs because he's like anti-risk, like anti-go for it, basically.
Yeah.
So I've kind of made my own Dave Ramsey course. And I use his practicalities, and I kind of mix it with whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
Because Dave Ramsey would not be happy with me right now at all.
Probably not. Yeah.
So I had this nest egg.
It's just funny because Dave Ramsey is definitely a risk taker.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Like, his whole course is like, don't take risks, like, risk averse, but he took a lot of risks.
Yeah, but
he's
he
an
made that
entrepreneur.
course for the majority of people who will never take a risk, which is smart.
Yeah.
Like, being a niche businessman is smart. Because not everybody needs to start a business. So he's literally changed so many lives.
He has, yeah.
And helped so many people buy homes and everything. And build wealth and leave their kids a freaking legacy they never thought they could.
Yeah.
Even people making like $30,000 a year.
Still able to save,
Save $1 million by the time they're 60. It's insane.
Right.
And so it's just a mindset shift. But so I quit, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I had this ego. I'm like, I literally helped build Jackson, which is like one of the biggest econ companies at the time. I mean, they're even bigger now, believe it or not. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm gonna have so much work. Like, I'm just gonna like do huge projects. It's gonna be easy. And I left almost with like this ego of like, oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna be chilling. Dude, for 6 months straight, I had no work.
Really?
No work.
Not even Jackson stuff?
Nothing. No, because I left.
Oh yeah, you quit.
Yeah. So I didn't work with them again until February 15th of 2024. I only know that date for a very specific reason that I'm trying to remember right now. But I literally don't remember why I know that date, but I'll figure it out.
It's okay.
It's
not super important.
It's probably on my notes. So then I so I'm like, oh my gosh, this is insane. So but then 6 months later, after I quit, I find my first studio, which you've been there.
Yeah.
And I had about $4,000 left to my name. And the studio is one of those things that was another nudge from the Lord. I'm like, if I want to have an agency, I need to have a studio. Like, how did we build Jackson? We shot in the studio all the time because it's easy and quick, and it's still high quality, right? Yep. The only time you have quantity and quality is if you have a studio, because you don't have to worry about the sun, you don't have to worry about the time, none of that. So I'm like, oh my gosh, God wants me to get the studio. So somehow I get approved. I didn't have the finances. Somehow I get approved, and I literally spend the rest of my money on the deposit and the first month's rent. So I'm broke again, right? And I'm like, shoot, this sucks. And the first day, September 1st of 2023, of having that studio, I got the biggest job I've ever had. Okay.
Wow.
Which is awesome.
Because you had the studio.
No, it was just like a client. We didn't even shoot the studio.
Oh, funny.
It was just a client. You know what I mean? But so I took a step of faith to leave Jackson, which most people in their right mind would say I'm an idiot because I was getting paid really well. And I'd only be making more at this point, naturally. But I don't serve money. You know what I mean? Like God has proven himself to me in a way to where I'm able to not worship money.
Yeah.
Even though I want money, don't get me wrong. I want to leave a legacy to my kids. I want to have 15 employees I'm paying 6 figures one day just because I want to bless people. Like genuinely want to bless them.
Yeah.
And I want to take risks so that other people don't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember the first time, or one of the first conversations we had, you were talking about how you wanted to, like your whole like mission was to like give to people. Like you wanted to bless people. Like whatever you have, you wanted to bless others with. Yeah,
that's the goal. That's always been the goal. And at being full time at Jackson, I've realized that I was capped. Like I could only do so much there. And so I took the step of faith to leave, and then all my money was gone. And I'm like, oh shoot, this sucks. Like, oh, I thought God was my provider, right? Like God has different definitions of provision than we think. And then I get the studio. I'm like, oh shoot. And then like I never once didn't pay rent at that studio, which is crazy. And I naturally started building my business. I started hiring a team because when you jump out into the water, you got to learn how to swim, right? And then eventually maybe build a boat, maybe even add a motor one day. And then, so I started to learn how to swim, and I built the business I have today. And then now I realize that it's time to get a bigger space. And I posted on my story, hey, I'm looking for a new space. My friend hits me up that day. I go see the space that day that just opened up for the first time in 15 years.
Wow.
And I'm the first person to look at it.
Wow.
And that's just God. God just is a good father.
Yeah.
He gives you opportunities that you shouldn't have.
Yep.
And I always say, if you're a Christian and you want to build a business, you have an unfair advantage on the world because the world does not have dad upstairs hooking you up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they just don't. Like they're literally on their own. But as Christians, we have like almost like a trust fund dad. You know what I mean? But like he's there for you, you know?
Right. Comes with a lot of sacrifice, like personal sacrifice.
Yes.
Right. It's like you die to yourself to serve the Lord, and
you kill the dreams that are not the ones supposed to have. Yeah. All of that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild too to like think about because, I've talked with my buddy Gabe about this a lot, but like I've experienced some really sweet gifts recently that I shouldn't have gotten. Yeah. And normally, like when you experience a gift like that, or you experience like a blessing, you'll be like, oh, like sick, let's go. Like I deserve that. You know what I mean? Like that's awesome. But for me, it's like the opposite. Like you get the gift, and then like the first thing that I want to do is just like go upstairs, hit my knees, like thank the Lord. Cause I know personally, like, you know yourself the best. And when you know yourself the best, you know that you actually don't deserve the good things that you're given. Yeah. And so then it drives you, when you are given those good gifts and blessings, it drives you to your knees. Yeah. And it's not this like,
when you're aware of that. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're aware of it. So it's like, it has the opposite effect on you as a person than like most other people would get. So it's a humbling thing to like even know that, oh, I have a good father who watches out for me and hooks me up. Like that's a humbling thing for me. Yeah. It's not even like an arrogant, like I'm better than like the rest of the world.
No,
you know?
You didn't do anything to gain it.
Yeah.
It's anti-entitlement. You know what I mean? It's like, you really don't deserve anything good, you know? And like, even like, I think about this all the time, like, people who are so puffed up because they started a successful business, or maybe they're a famous artist. It's like, you're lucky that you can walk. You know what I mean? Like, but people don't think like that. Like, there's people who never had the opportunity to be a famous artist because they are like, they can't walk, or like whatever, you know what I mean? Like, not that they can't be, don't get me wrong. Right. But it's like, you have gifts that, so a lot of people have gifts that they've never even thought about being grateful for, which is really sad, you know? And I think gratitude is one of the bigger things that puts Christians apart from other people too. Is like, no, like, yeah, right now I'm in a really big risk season, but I'm grateful that I even have this opportunity to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm grateful that one of my best friends kind of forced me to be full-time at a company, to pay me, to give me limitless amounts of money worth of knowledge.
Right.
You know what I mean? That I could have never paid for. No school could have ever taught me what I learned at Jackson.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So you kind of see it through a different lens, that this is not something you deserve.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I think that's what's recently like kicked me in the rear is I'm like in a place like that as well, like very risk centered place where I'm learning a lot of personal lessons and understanding like what it takes to, you know, do some of these bigger things, maybe like do this podcast full time one day or whatever it is. And I like have the understanding, but at the same time, like I don't feel it in the world's eyes, like it's not the right time to do it. It's not the right time to like jump into this more full time, commit more hours to filming and editing and posting and building like this community for people. But in the Lord's eyes, like with the vision that he's given me, it's the perfect time.
Yeah.
Because I know that every step I take forward is not like something I can do.
But what does
Like-
that take though?
Like I'm a little kid just kind of like hobbling, taking my first steps, right?
Yeah.
And
What
it's
does that take?
faith.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
perfect with the definition of this.
Right.
You know what I
and
mean?
so it's like
category.
It's like that's my strategy right now. Like it's like I asked you the question because I know you've kind of like been through the thick of it in a lot of ways and like built your business with a lot of these things in mind. But now I'm like I'm in the same place, and it's just pure faith, knowing that God has given me a vision of what to do, knowing that I'm like doing my best every day to steward that better and better than the day before. And if he wants to bless that, then that'd be incredible.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd love to keep stewarding it.
For sure.
But if not, then the door's closed and I move on to something else.
Yeah, that's the worst case scenario is you have to pivot.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. We're so afraid of failure when it's not even that big of a deal. And it's like a lot of people too are afraid of being broke, you know, but ask any business owner that's made over $1 million and ask them if they've been broke.
Yeah.
They will all say yes. You know what I mean? All of them. And because you will make mistakes. It's like no one has built the perfect business that had no flaws. Or the perfect movement or whatever, you know what I mean? Like even I think about evangelists like Billy Graham. I promise you Billy Graham's ministry has been broke before, no doubt, you know, but it's the people who stay the course. And that picture of Jesus in the boat with the disciples during the storm, just look to Jesus and he calms the storm. And the boat keeps going.
Yeah. One really interesting question just for people that are listening that are like believers and like in this season of faith, and maybe even just jumping into a new season where they're like, oh, like I feel like the Lord is like really pushing me to serve him more. Does like your mission, does serving, because you were like saying we're created to serve, like what does that have to look like? Does that have to look like anything specific? Does it have to look like, oh, I need to like go join a church or a ministry or like do nonprofit work or whatever? Like, because you're talking about like serving the Lord, but you're in a profitable business. Yeah. Right. And the whole money for-profit business. And so the whole money thing can get people sometimes. So what's your take on like, if you're created to serve, like how are you in a for-profit business then?
Well, no matter what you're doing, whether you're an entrepreneur or an employee or a librarian, whatever it is, like when you go to work with the mentality of service. Like I am here to serve my boss, even if I hate them, even if they're a kook, even if they're mean, disrespectful, whatever it is, serve them. Like the whole classic thing, kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean by that. So whether you own your own business, like for me, like I want to serve my team. I want to serve my clients. I tell my clients all the time, if I don't make you money, I will fire myself before you fire me. I am not here to take your money. I'm here to make you money.
Yeah.
I'm here to serve you. And I think that just switches everything and your perspective. Cause I was not meant to like be an employee. I'm just like kind of crazy. And I want to have a lot more like ability to do more than just like the bare minimum.
Right.
Not that employees don't do bare minimum, but you're only required to do what your job is, right? I want to like, hey, what about this? What about that? Whatever. Mm-hmm. But when I was an employee, I learned how to serve because I thought the video would look better this way, but the CEO wanted it that way. And I'm like, you know what? It's his freaking video. He's paying for it. Why am I being so weird? And he almost always, his ideas made the videos better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I learned through humility that sometimes it's worth listening to people and seeing what their perspective is. And most people who work a job don't like their boss and they talk crap on them behind their backs. Like, don't do that. Yeah. That's not serving.
Yeah.
You know, as a Christian business
part
owner.
Part of serving is honoring too.
Yeah.
Like,
at lunch, when you're with your team, like that, whatever job you have, when people start gossiping about the boss, don't join. That's not serving.
No.
So I would say, like, did I answer it? Because I would say it's like everything you do, there's service. At the skate park, someone keeps snaking you. But you know, whatever, dude, just snake me again. It's not that big. It's not that big of a deal. What are you in a rush for?
What's snaking?
Why are you so important? Snaking means like, let's say you're like on a half pipe, like a ramp, and like it's like normal common courtesy as a skateboarder. Like, oh, like I'm 4 people away for my turn. No one talks about it.
Someone's next up, and or you're next up, and someone cuts you.
Nobody talks about it, but it's just kind of like a thing. You just like don't go until everyone else is gone. Yeah. But there's always that like hothead guy that just freaking drops in. And if he's super good, it's okay, whatever. But then there's like a newer person that's like in there for like 10 minutes, just like going back and forth. You're like, bro, and that really pisses you off. But it's not that big of a deal. Like, why are you so important that you can't be bothered?
Yeah.
What makes you so important? You know what I mean? So service.
Yeah.
First and second or third service.
Service all around.
Depending how big the church is. Yeah.
Oh, this is good, dude.
Yeah.
This is really good. And I hope you guys listening understand like kind of what we're talking about as well. Even to a point to just be a little bit more curious too. I think that's like, it's like, I don't know. If you have one takeaway, it's to be more curious about what it takes and what it means to serve, you know, in all capacities. And if you are in a place where you're like starting a business and dealing with the whole strategy aspect of it, I need to get new mic stands. Got the cheapos. Next step.
Well, it'd be even better is little clip-on ones.
Oh yeah, clip-on ones.
You know what I mean? Because then you don't have the stand. It's just less setup.
Oh yeah. Oh, you want to hear a story of faith?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Well, actually, blessing, not necessarily faith, but blessing because of faith.
Yeah.
These chairs that we're sitting in are a gift. I got them for free.
Okay.
From a random guy on Facebook Marketplace.
Really?
Yeah.
You hit him up about it, and he was just like, have it?
I hit this guy up, right? His name's Joe on Facebook, and I see these chairs, and they kind of match the vibe that I'm
totally
going for, right? Yeah. The mid-century. I'd been looking for him for a while, so I was like, okay, I need to say something that's like going to get his attention a little bit. He's selling them for like $300 for both.
Okay.
And I go, hey, Joe, I got $150 and an ice cream sandwich with your name on it.
Nice.
What do you say? No response for 3 days.
Nice.
Turns out he had some kids. It was the weekend. He was busy.
Yeah.
He hits me back up on Monday, and he's just like, Ben, what's up? How about $200 and we share an ice cream sandwich? I go, deal.
Yeah.
And so we set it up for Tuesday.
He was like vibey just from that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you're a vibe. So we set it up for the next day. I go to walk out of my house and get my truck to like go pick him up. And at that moment, I had a decision, and I almost made the wrong one. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, do I get him an ice cream sandwich, or was this just a bit?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, of course I get him an ice cream sandwich. What do you mean? It's part of the deal.
It is part of the deal.
You know, you make the deal. So hit up the gas station, get a couple ice cream sandwiches, whip over to his house, pull up. I like hop out of the truck. grab the ice cream sandwich and just kind of toss it to him. And he laughs and we ended up eating it before we even like loaded him up. We were just eating an ice cream sandwich together.
That's crazy.
And it gave me an opportunity to just talk with him. And so we chatted. I learned a little bit about his life, his family, him moving, and he was just like, oh, well, what are you using the chairs for? And so I got to tell him like about the podcast a little bit. And it turns out he's like also a Christian, and we chatted a little bit about it, and we just go about our business, put the chairs in the truck. He helps me load them up, and I send him the $200, dap him up. Great to meet you. And he's like, hey, send me your podcast. I'm like, okay. So I text him my podcast, hop in the truck, leave. I'm halfway home. It's like a 7-minute drive.
Yeah.
Halfway home, and I just feel my phone just, I'm like, oh, that's weird. Keep driving. I like look at it, and it's a notification from my bank. It's like, Joe so-and-so just sent you $200. He sent me the money. And then he texted me and he's like, yo, brother, like, thanks for sharing about your podcast. I just sent you the money back. Like, enjoy the chairs.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
And it just like bogged my mind, that he just like wanted to gift that to me.
Yeah.
So I FaceTimed him when I got back in the driveway, and we chatted for a little bit. He's like, dude, just like so encouraged by what you're doing. Like, just like always down to support a brother, like I can't do something like that, but like you're doing it, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
And that just put a lot of perspective into the whole thing for me.
Yeah.
One, it's like, okay, I'm stewarding this thing, right? Like people believe in it. Even just some random guy off Facebook Marketplace hearing it for the first time, like he believes in it almost more than I do at some points.
Yeah.
And so it's like that good pressure of like, okay, you need to steward this well, but also just a blessing too. Like God's looking out for me as well.
Yeah. And what I love about that too is that you sent the money.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
I'm buying the chairs.
No, I know, but like what's people like almost expect God just to give them stuff. You know what I mean? But sometimes he wants you to say, hey, yo, put your money where your mouth is. You know what I mean? So I think that's really cool that he sent it back that way. And that's another thing that when I say unfair advantage, like that's like because you met somebody that's in the same family as you and they just want to support, which is so cool.
He's my brother.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it is. It's really, really special.
These are blessed chairs. You can't ever get rid of these chairs.
Can't, bro.
Yeah, even if they're not in the podcast one day, they have to be in like the lounge area.
They'll be in my house. They'll be somewhere around it.
Yeah.
1000%.
I love that. Dang, dude.
I appreciate you coming on, dude. Seriously, and just chatting and sharing your perspective. I think it's very valuable. I think you've been through a lot in your life.
Yeah.
And you've learned like a lot of valuable lessons, and you're humble about it too, and are just like hungry for more. Yeah. And I think that says a lot for all of us. Like, we're all on like different levels, right? And God sees us all the same. He sees all of our struggles the same. And, but for us as humans living on this earth, it's like cool to understand and see where you're at, see the success that you've had, but also see you continuing to live by faith, right? Because I think the biggest lesson we can learn is like the understanding that it's not like, oh, faith is a business strategy until you hit a mill. And then once you hit a mill, like you're good. It's like, no, faith is the business strategy, and you never let that go. Yeah. Which is very hard to do.
And it keeps you humble though.
Yeah.
It forces you to rely on the Lord for everything. Because I think the moment people become non-humble is when they think that it's because of them. Like, oh, I'm successful because I did this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I love Paul says in the Bible that the only thing he boasts in is what he does for the Lord.
The Lord, yeah.
Because that's really the only thing that matters. Everything else is just
really
an offshoot of whatever your foundation is.
Right.
So I think faith is a good business strategy because it removes the idea of like, oh, this business is only successful if it's like making a bunch of money. Or like, I'm only successful if I post a video of me like playing guitar and like people see it and love it or whatever, right? And I had a client that this person was a billionaire, right? And she gave advice on money. And she said people who chase money don't make money. So I believe in order to become billionaire status, it's impossible if all you want to do is make money.
Right.
Because you have to have something that's so big that somehow can make $1 billion, right? You can make $1 million by stepping on people, chasing money, sacrificing everything. To make $1 billion, you have to have something good.
Right.
Really good.
Really
or
good.
really bad. Depending on what you want to do. But I've never
got to make a wave either
I've never
way.
forgotten that. People who chase money don't make money. So if I wouldn't have gotten the building I just got right now if I was only concerned about having a big savings account. You know what I mean? So I think that if you don't have faith, you don't really do stuff like that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And also just like the opportunity comes when you aren't necessarily looking for it either, but you're ready for it.
Totally.
And if you're like chasing money, then you're very closed off. You're like holding things with closed hands.
Yeah.
And like when you hold things with open hands, things leave, but things also come and stay for a little bit. And then maybe they leave at some point too, but you're able to understand and appreciate when they are there. And that's better because you can kind of like take advantage of them a little bit more. But if you're like closed handed, you're like, oh, it's never leaving. So I can like not take action yet. I can maybe wait.
Yeah.
You know,
Stall.
Yeah. What would you say to a non-believer, like hearing a conversation like the one we're having? Because we're talking about deeply rooted faith.
Yeah.
And like taking action on that faith, which is crazy.
The thing that I would always say and probably always will say is like, you don't know it till you try it. And I don't think God is afraid of your doubt. And he's not afraid of your unbelief even. And I would say if this is weird to you or like you're kind of like, what's going on? If you're actually interested, I would say, hey, God, can you just do something that like reveals to me you're real? And then like I would put it on him that I would bet money that he would show you something. You know what I mean? Because I would say, obviously we want everyone to know the Lord, but it is a personal choice that you have to make, and that is personal to your experience. But I do believe he is the way, the truth, and the life, you know? And I would not have anything or be doing anything I have in my life without, it's all been God, you know? And I'm fortunate enough to know God from a young age. So I don't really even have a history without God.
Right.
So I would just say it sounds crazy until you try it, you know? So try it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we serve a beautiful God that, like you said, like he's not afraid of us putting it on him. Because it's all on him, really. You know, we can't do anything.
I'm not putting my name in the line, we're putting his name on the line,
right.
you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a blessing, bro. Well, I was just going to have you do my outro for me. But I always just tell everybody to remember that they're created to create.
Yeah.
So do something about it.
Yeah.
So if you can just tell them your version, remember that you're, you know, created to serve.
Yes. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. This is Ben and Ben Nee. Remember that you're created to serve. So whether you're an entrepreneur, father, son, daughter, mother, all the things that humans can be, remember that you were created to serve, and try just for a day to be like, you know what if life wasn't all about me? And see how different you live and see how much more fulfilled you live. So that's what I would leave people with.
Appreciate it.
Dude. Well, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Course,
Can't wait to have you on mine.
Of course. Yeah, I'm stoked. And Yosemite, tune in, stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Created to Create show.